Konbanwa, you've seen this. This isn't an episode, it's just me talking about movies that I've seen and would recommend or don't recommend that you see. This isn't an episode, it's just like, every time I see a couple movies, I'm gonna, like, update on this and recommend them. They're not like getting movies in theaters, but they're like foreign films, like Asian. Tonight I'm gonna talk about a couple that I've seen recently. There's a Korean film called Bloody Reunion, and it's from the company Tartan Asia Extreme. That movie was okay. It was about these students who go visit their teachers 16 years after they've been in their class, and they were in class like in 6th grade. And originally you think they go there to visit her just because they're happy to see their teacher. But as it turns out, she's done something to upset each of them, and it affected them like for a long time. It's a lifelong effect. And they finally decide to talk to her about it. But as the truth starts coming out, weird things start to happen to each one of them, but not the teacher, which is really, really weird because she's the one who's, like, she's the bad guy, and everything's happening to the people who are the victims. It's weird. And, I'd give it a 3. Like, on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, I'd give it a 3. The plot, it was okay, but I'm kind of being generous with this 3. The only reason why it gets the 3 is because of the effects. Normally, Tartan Asia Extreme doesn't really have good effects, but this one was pretty good. It was viable. So, 3 for Bloody Reunion. The second movie I saw was a movie called Cinderella. It's also by Tartan Asia Extreme. If you haven't noticed, I like to watch Tartan films. And, it's called Cinderella, and it's also Korean. Tartan does other movies. If you don't know what Tartan Asia Extreme is, it has Japanese, Korean, Thai, all that, so not just Korean. But Cinderella is about this girl, and her mother is a plastic surgeon. And her friends go to her mother for plastic surgery, and one by one, they start to die, or like they'll go crazy and kill each other, as for 2 of her friends. And they start getting haunted by this girl who says, "That's not your face, give me back my face." And it's really weird. I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a 4 because the plot was really good, but they added just a little more than they needed to, which is why it's not getting the full 5. The special effects, they were okay. There wasn't that much, they needed though. There was only a couple bloody scenes here and there. But I'd give it a 4 because there's about 10 minutes that they could have done without in the film, and it may have been an important 10 minutes, but, it was unnecessary. I know it's weird to say it's important, but it's unnecessary. I mean, it was important for the movie they wanted, but they really didn't need it, is what I'm getting at. There's another movie I started to watch. It was from Tartan also, and it was called Arang. I made it like 5 minutes into the movie. It was lame. I got to the part where this girl was walking with an umbrella and saw a little girl whose eyes were bleeding, and then saw an adult woman whose eyes were bleeding, and then it was just lame, so I took it out. And right before I did this, I just got finished watching Death Note, which is a pretty good film actually. I'll give it a 5. It didn't really need that many special effects, but I just thought it was an interesting movie. It was weird, and I like weird films. The Grim Reaper was a little much, though. Well, it was okay. It was just kind of creepy looking. Didn't blink. It's awkward. Yeah, I recommend Death Note. It's pretty good. Another film I recommend is, it's also by Tartan, and it's also Korean. It's called, in English it translates exactly to The Ghost, but I've also heard it called Dead Friend, which is, I don't understand how you go from ghost to, well, I do, but it's about this girl, G1. She lost her memory not a couple months, about a year ago in the movie, and she just can't remember anything, but everyone around her seems to know exactly what's going on, but no one will say anything. And her friends, before she lost her memory, they start to die by drowning, but they'll drown like in their kitchen or they'll drown in a hospital, and it's really weird. And she doesn't understand why, but slowly she starts to get her memory back, and it all leads back to when she was on this camping trip, when something happened, and that's when she lost her memory, and she can only remember bits and pieces of it and bits and pieces before it, but eventually she figures it out, and it's just, I thought it was a really good movie. I'll give it a 5 also. And there's another movie, it's probably the last one I'm going to talk about, and it's called Marebito. I'm not exactly sure what that translates into, but it's a Japanese film, and it's also from Tartan, Asia Extreme. But it's, this cameraman, he doesn't work for any company, he just films it and he'll sell it to the news. He films a man committing suicide on a subway, I believe, yeah. He stabs his eye out, which, it was weird. But ever since filming that, he's like had this weird fascination with death. Like he noticed the guy had this look of fear for an instant in his eye, and then a look of calm in his eye, and he just doesn't understand it, so he'll go to like strange lengths to get that feeling that man had just before he killed himself. So he goes back to the subway, and he finds this like doorway to this like underground realm thing. I don't really know how to explain it. And he finds this girl, and he doesn't know anything about her. She does not speak, she does not eat, she does not move. So he just calls her F, and it's about him trying to figure out where she's from and how he found her, and just everything that's happened to him before and after he's found her. And I really can't talk that much more about it without, like, I don't know, kind of ruining it, or kind of making it just seem stupid. But I'd give it a 4.5, because at the end of it you'll be like, what? I don't get it, but it's so interesting that you'll want to go back and watch it, because I've rented it 6 times, believe it or not, and I notice different things each time I watch it. So I'll give it a 4.5, because it keeps me going back. That's about it for this little movie clip episode thing. Eventually when I see more, I'll update you, okay? Bye!